he went on a 10 tournament streak. He won 10 days in a row, a tournament every single day. If there's anybody who's been practicing today, is that kid. A lot. So basically, it goes to show that everybody here today has been putting in the work. Everyone's been everything's been putting in the work. They've been grinding like crazy. It's going to be a very exciting day, considering again everyone that's been grinding in their own hemisphere, whether it's playing Wi-Fi, whether it's grinding in region, whether it's dealing with matchups you don't have in your region. It's going to be exciting to see how people deal with it.
All right. Well, it looks like we are getting set up here. Bonk and Mystery getting down to the stream setup, and Bonk's got a pretty interesting resume. Like, travels a pretty decent amount, does pretty solid, I would say, across the board, and really has a lot of character knowledge, which is kind of like the story of the weekend for sure. So I'm excited to see how it's implemented here. It looks like he's pretty excited. I think he's ready.
Yeah.
I think he's locked in today, and I would like to see. Maybe it might be a little too early for an upset, but maybe we could start it out. But the thing is, look at Mr. E's resume, too.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to root for that upset, or at least anticipate it.
Yeah, the CS stats got to give a big shout out. I mean, like, the information you can get just on one, screen is kind of insane, right? I personally love seeing the seed performance ratings because I think, well, yes, your win percentage is great. I like to see how well you kind of stick up to your expectations. So I'm excited to see how this one is going to go. Like you said, AG, this is definitely a battle of a Titans in a specific way, and kind of like that regional boss. I feel like both of these players can be considered regional bosses, but one travels more and, one doesn't. I think the last time these two played was Shine 2019.
Sheesh, dog.
So that was the first Shine of Ultimate. So they have played once in Ultimate, but it was so long ago. But like we said, Reggie, it is going to be that Meta Knight Lucina matchup. You were talking about a little bit more about player-to-player patience. What about matchup-to-matchup here? Who do you think wins?
So matchup-to-matchup, I do think that historically, Meta Knight has given Lucina a lot of trouble due to her weight being just perfect for the shuttle loops. But another big thing is that side B Meta Knight has. It can two-frame Lucina's really easily, who has not the greatest recovery there is. So gotta watch out for that. And BONK loves doing it, so we're gonna get started right here.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be hard going to the beginning of this game if you're BONK trying to feel out. I mean, if you know anything about Mr. Heath, how well he plays, he's neutral in general, able to make space approaching, especially like you mentioned too, like when you have those sliding F tilts to play around Meta Knight, it's going to be hard getting into it. But we're seeing already dash attacks are coming out. We're already seeing a ladder combo. Does he find the stock here immediately? No, he doesn't. Oh my god.
Big damage though, and that's just like baiting out one landing aerial, right? We saw E try and clear the way with a down air, but BONK just kind of held back and then punished accordingly. And these nairs too are so good at punishing. E is, I don't know, maybe like lack of choice on BONK's landing. Already huge damage, racking up, but E trying to fight back from the ledge here. It's looking kind of tough already.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Definitely.
Ooh.
I think every single caster on the couch just made the same exact face and noise. Very funny.
It's too early. The 1 p.m. DI.
I definitely want to bring it up. I think it's very interesting how we're going to Final Destination for the first stage here. I think especially I'm thinking about this from Mr. E's perspective, where we're trying to get rid of the possibility of resets aside from just hard reads like Reggie was talking about. Still, though, going to find a little bit of a ladder up. But Mr. E absolutely going to shut that stock down. We're going back down to even stocks, Reggie, but honestly, I mean, the percentage is definitely in BONK's favor right now.
Yeah, I know. BONK is definitely taking a strong start here, but Mr. E is already starting to adapt here. And to talk about how they end up on FD, FD is Mr. E's favorite stage in this game.
Why is that?
And I cannot tell you why. He takes anybody here, no matter how bad it is. And he's just a believer that Lucina is super strong on the stage for whatever reason. Mr. E also has great ledge trapping, so maybe that is accustomed to it. But Meta Knight now known to be ledge trapped with that down B, able to get out of many situations. But this isn't even game right now.
Oh, not able to find the Nair to pop up just yet. We're seeing Mr. E just trying to take stock as early as he can. Like you mentioned, the ledge trapping is definitely going to be easier said than done considering we have the dimensional cape on lock. We're seeing BONK mixing the recovery very early on, catches the jump there with the Nair, goes to the side B like you mentioned earlier, but doesn't find it just yet. Will we see anything off of this fourth throw? We're seeing an up throw actually. Still not going to take it. BONK looking for the ledge trap here. Oh, goes for a cheeky downer into the Nair. Very good stock there from BONK.
Yeah, the Nair is so good. We've seen it do so many different things, whether it's like finding a way down or just punishing any sort of hesitation for Mr. E. That time, though, Mr. E was not hesitating. Quick pickup right there, down to even game, and now E with a little bit of a lead here, but we've seen these combos even it up very quickly. This is a good start.
Yeah, absolutely. I think so far, BONK definitely finding tempo, but Mr. E on the verge of an upset. Right, game one here will be BONK, though, finding the ladder. Very strong game one for BONK, but I have to say Mr. E trailing behind practically the entire time. I think both of them right now are playing extremely well on the follow-up. We saw BONK miss a tech and lose the stock for it. We saw Mr. E not roll out all the way. BONK got the stock for it. I think both of them are actually playing extremely well. At this point, it's just going to be adaptation to player, like we've been talking about. But let's check out the replays to see kind of what's going on here.
Yeah.
One thing I really want to shout out was,
Go
first
ahead.
of all, that offstage play, phenomenal. We
Yeah.
saw so many different implementations of the special moves that Meta Knight has, right? The tornado, we saw the side special come out, and then we saw some really interesting like combo routes from BONK too that really belayed this sort of like intense knowledge of not only the character that we talked about before, but the matchup in particular, right? We saw down throw into weight, neutral air to sort of reset with the up airs, get back on the ground to get all of the jumps back, and then even more up airs into the shuttle loops like we saw. Really good stuff.
Here we go, getting right back into game two. We're starting back to FD again. Honestly, like you mentioned, Mr. E feels very comfortable on the stage. I don't really think it's a good play considering how BONK's been approaching this entire set as going into game one of just running in, going for the dash hack and the up air loops. We're finally seeing a little bit of the SDI down and away to get out of that combo. But still, BONK has been putting this pressure on, been on Mr. E like white on rice, but he misses that tech again. Aaron, we got to tech those, man.
Yeah, and Mr. E, I think his idea right now is he just doesn't want to be platform reset by any platform from Meta Knight, and it's going to feel really hard. And he does have a great lead, and that's what he did not have game one. So now we're going to play at Mr. E's pace instead of BONK's pace.
And this is very, very important too. FD now can be Mr. E's stage. You can kind of keep that pressure up, try and punish these landings. Now that, BONK is going to have to try and force the issue. It's a lot rougher in this game too. And look at that lead.
Yeah, this is the snowball that we were kind of worried about if we are BONK fans, right? We're kind of worried, and honestly, this is the thing with a lot of Philly players is that they don't know how to put their foot off the gas and just kind of reestablish at this point, because honestly, Mr. E with Lucina can just snuff out every single approach with something, though. Dimensional Cape will get us back onto stage, but look at the way that BONK running up holding shield. That is easily punishable. The F smash not going to be able to connect, and Mr. E on the verge of a 3-stock response. Reggie, what do you have to say to that?
I think this is really amazing. Mr. E has finally woken up. I know
115.
Yeah, his crutches might have been 10 o'clock, 10 a.m. pulls, but he's grown up. What can I say?
I mean, BONK's at last stock here, like you mentioned, he can't really take his foot off. The thing is, easier said than done to play neutral to find an opening against Lucina. Considering we're on FD, you have no platforms to escape to, no platforms to combo off of. Mr. E's just waiting for BONK to either dash attack into him or jump into him, or just Dimensional Cape. Honestly, one of the first people I've seen punish Dimensional Cape the second game. So Mr. E is definitely on one right now. And he finds an air and he takes it.
Yeah, I think that game was just Mr. E saying, you know what, I'm actually passing you.
Yeah.
Get over to the right lane. I am taking control of this one. And Mr. E didn't even take the foot off the gas. Like, there was a confidence that we saw in BONK, right, in game one, where we saw these like dash in, wave dash backs to bait approaches, all of these, offensive options that found all the gaps in Mr. E's defense. We just did not get a chance to see it. That one missed tech led to a snowball effect where Mr. E was just turning it into an avalanche.
Yeah, I have to agree with you. I feel like, judging from the replays as well and the gameplay itself, it felt like every initiation, BONK swung first every single time, and Mr. E had an answer every single time. It really didn't matter how we approached at that point. It was just, all right, well, you're going to, go for the ladder. I'm going to forward air out of it. You're going to wait at the ledge. I'm going to neutral beat. Like, I want to see BONK take the foot off the gas a lot, maybe even switch stage, because the fun fact of today is that Mr. E's favorite stage is FD, and we're going to go to Hollow Bash in this one. We know what we're looking for. We're looking for some ladders.
Yeah, that is the name of BONK's game right now. And right there, just messing up the ladder, but Mr. E just giving it to him with these whip up Bs, and I'm going to see it right here.
That's it, yep.
Beautiful. That was beautiful.
Oh, but not enough knockback. He has to do one more time, and there it is.
That's the thing about Bonk. Even if he's not confident he's going to find the ladder, he's like, okay, I'm going from ladder to I'm taking you as far as possible off the stage. I'm going to catch your SDI out, and I'm going to absolutely demolish you for playing off stage and getting extremely overzealous with those dolphin slashes. Mr. E definitely needs to calm down a little bit when he's playing disadvantage. We're going for go again?
Yeah, Mr. E kind of coloring by numbers here. The painting looks good, but really no artistic integrity behind it. Just the classic dolphin slash out of disadvantage. And look at one bad guess always gets you on the back foot.
Yeah, that's the thing, though. I feel like we saw essentially the same game in opposite perspectives twice now, where we've seen a very interesting option we're not too confident in, and then the other player's like, oh, wait, I know exactly how to play this game. And this is exactly where BONK is scariest off ledge. Will be able to find the forward air, finds the up air into the shuttle. My goodness, BONK on the verge of getting a reverse 3-stock right now.
Yeah.
That's my code.
A little
Is
stage
he-
switch up. That's your goal right there, no? But yeah, a little stage switch up is definitely doing wonders for BONK. But Mr. E, it feels like he's just not sticking to his like original game plan. He's like before he was waiting for BONK to whiff before. Now he's just going. He's just seeing red.
I think he's just
For-
nervous because of the platform there, honestly. We saw he's like let the dolphin slash rip like 3 times in a row. He like
True.
literally does not want to get up aired by Meta Knight whatsoever, and I can't blame him, but you're letting it rip a little too early. You see what happens. BONK he's not only going for ladder, he knows exactly how to punish you on the back foot. And he's doing so perfectly right now, but the nair still doesn't take it, actually. Wow.
Yeah, really good idea, though, to kind of stuff out the approach. Kind of still stuck at the ledge, so although BONK has the lead, hasn't really been able to make anything happen. That should be it. Wonderful pickup from Mystery.
Yeah, this is what I'm worried about now, though, is now that BONK has a lead, I'm worried that we're going to rush the gameplay again, right? And this is kind of the problem here, but a potential stock loss. Great get-up attack from Mr. E. I think one of the best things about Mr. E, he's been such a strong player for so long. The adaptation, the top player adaptation that comes from this player, so impressive, too. And I think BONK trying to figure out a way to do it, the whiff grab, unfortunately, but look at how slow Mr. E actually takes it out of the corner before he fully commits to getting there.
Yeah, and that's been one of his strengths as he's grown as a player, is like the patience. But right there, almost losing the stock. And man, I'm getting so afraid.
First time.
Welcome to BONK, baby. Here we go. BONK looking for a Punisher. Catches the roll in there with the F smash, and again, BONK going up 2-1. Now, I completely understand. You couldn't explain it. I understand now why Mr. E wants to play on FD.
Yeah.
You take a character like Lucina to a stage of the platform, given that perfect combo like you mentioned earlier, this makes the Meta Knight resets that much easier. And we're seeing Mr. E is definitely afraid of the potential that Meta Knight brings to the table on stages like this.
Right, I mean, we saw that like sort of horror on FD even. Without the platform, it just took one little extension and customization from BONK to like sneak in the up air, get the feet back on the ground, and then take it all the way home. When you don't have to worry about that, you have the platform to help out, it's way worse. So I understand the fear. I definitely wouldn't want to get caught in that either, but we saw a lot of improvisation from BONK. Because he was so scared of the vertical combos, we saw some really interesting horizontal stuff, really low cooldown moves like forward smash and tornado, kind of baiting out these punishes from E and then punishing on those whiffs. Really good stuff from BONK. Going into the next game here, it's going to be small battlefield. Great choice.
Yeah, honestly, I'm really excited to see how this one is going to go, because I feel like this kind of gives both players a little bit of what they want. But look at E automatically pushing himself into the corner, kind of telling BONK, yo, come here. Like, I don't care if you're going to push me to the ledge. I'm very confident here. E, though, starting out with a beautiful just neutral combo, right? We're not getting too much out of it, but these dolphin slashes are really kind of putting him in disadvantage. I love the dash attack into the tornado and forward air here. Can we get the finisher? BONK, once again, going to miss the tech. You cannot be missing these techs this late into this set.
I have to mention, this is like the 3rd time in a row where Mr. E has pressed a button at ledge when BONK is getting off ledge. He's literally reacted first every single time. Finally, he's waiting there. Of course, he doesn't find the F smash just yet. But it has to realize that BONK at ledge, he's playing way too scared. He's giving him the opportunity every single time to punish him.
Yeah, and one of my favorite parts about why they chose the stage, okay, it's definitely not that.
Not that.
Mr. E, you gotta stop this up. But it's how small it is. It's making BONK forced to interact with Mr. E, and that's what Mr. E wants, the close quarter combat. And it doesn't allow BONK enough runway to like do a lot of his shuttle loop combos.
Yeah, right now we're seeing some good ideas from BONK, but not exactly finding the mark. A lot of big down tilts into some sort of tech chase, but E picking all the right options all the time. That shuttle loop should do it, though. Wonderful pickup from BONK. Just one little misstep from E on the shield at that percent. very quick to take the stock.
It's funny that you're talking about kind of like wishful options, AG. It's because if you're from Philly around these parts, you have to realize that a lot of these options that BONK is just throwing out are safe. Like a lot of these F smashes, like sometimes they work. They're just safe to go for. Beautiful SDI out by Mr. E here, but the special not going to be able to do it. And honestly, every single percent that BONK gets with this Rage is just pure extra credit.
Yeah, and doing a fantastic job. Resets back to ledge. Fortunately, gets Shark Thunder. And BONK is doing a fantastic job. We're definitely going to have an upset if he keeps playing like this.
Oh, goes for the ledge jump. Doesn't find it just yet. I'm liking how Mr. E's going for a lot more of these anti-airs, actually, catching jump, short hopping, and fishing for the ladder combos, punching him accordingly. And now finally actually throwing out active hitboxes towards the ledge, not letting BONK recover for free. This is huge. Because BONK has gone back to the stage so many times, like you mentioned, just pressing a button. And Mr. E's not expecting it. He's really punished it. Finally, he's punishing these buttons.
I was so worried for E with that one misstep on the platform, but falling just a little short that up air. Now E's kind of putting BONK off stage here, see if we can make something happen. But finally, we find some way off with that neutral special, and that Nair's huge. Opens up the stage for BONK. See if we can make something happen here. Huge read, but forward smash is too good.
Yeah, I think I'm watching the way that BONK comes up from ledge every single time, and it's been really creative and fun. It's not necessarily letting E really adjust to anything, like get something out, but I have to say the pressure on the shields coming out from E right now, amazing. Going to put himself back into this, and like we said a little bit more earlier with a lot of that Rage extra credit, now it's all up to E, and honestly, the combo potential on Lucina, especially on, kind of a small friend like Meta Knight at lower percents could be it.
Yeah, no, and you mentioned the pressure before. He has been mixing up the pressure. We've been seeing a lot more falling up airs and a lot more fading back fairs just to make BONK whip out. And he's seeing the weight dash back as BONK was doing before. He is now doing it back. He is getting comfortable and saying he's understanding the matchup more and more.
And the best thing that Mr. E's doing right now, honestly, recognizing that BONK is going to keep pushing the gas. So there's one thing you can do is put a wall up, hold your shield, react to him accordingly. And we're seeing BONK, again, he's playing so aggressive, coming on again with the dimensional cape, waiting for Mr. E to react. Mr. E's just holding shield and waiting for him to press the button first. But finally here comes that was...
I should never see Sparks when the Meta Knight dash attack hits.
The Yadas, bro.
Yeah. He was just trying to look for a back air there, but he got up with just about the right timing. Stuck at the ledge here. This should probably be a punish, but up tilt won't do it quite yet. BONK with maybe one or two more chances here.
Standard get up into just the down tilt poke here. I mean, if we know anything about Meta Knight with Rage can make a miracle stock happen. I have to say, though, I feel like I'm seeing BONK swing first again, and that's kind of what this loss of this game will probably chalk it up to, the fact that BONK isn't playing patient anymore. We'll be able to find the up smash, though, due to the scramble on the ledge. I'm very interested to see how E is going to handle this one stock, because BONK only wants one thing right now, and it's dash attack.
That's disgusting. But yeah, no, if this game or the set has been like who gets the first stock right now, and it's been both players are able to just snowball, but BONK almost getting that dash attack and getting that combo. Unfortunately, it dropped right there. Mr. E with the ledge trap, able to get out. Dimensional cape doing a fantastic job.
Oh, the dolphin slide!
Hey, we have to apologize for every single dolphin slash that didn't connect earlier, because that one connected where it mattered. And AG, we are going to our first Game 5. And honestly, the set has not disappointed so far.
Definitely not. I love that adaptation there. Some really, really big confidence for Mr. E to go for that dolphin slash. Because if it didn't work, you would look like a fool. But caught BONK holding in, trying to make that up air connect. Just barely fell short. And maybe just a little short in timing, too. But that felt way closer. When that dimensional cape crossed up, I was getting so worried, but maybe that slight hesitation from BONK cost him that game. But still a lot of confidence despite a huge deficit, right? There was like 150 on that stock. Mr. E coming down with a fresh one, and BONK said, I do not care. Dash attack, dash attack, dash attack. I'm going to make it happen.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it, buddy. That's the thing about BONK's playstyle in general, is that the thing about Meta Knight as a character is that where he is missing in active frames on his moves, he makes up for it in sheer frame data. Like his F smash is frame 6. His dash attack is like frame 4. Like he's extremely quick, and extremely quick to cross up. Like you mentioned, the dimensional cape crossing up, the dash attack, if you're able to do it close up, the shield could cross up. It's keeping your opponent on their knees. It's doing the same moves, but just timing. timing is huge in a matchup like this. If you're bonk timing your jumps, timing when you press the A button, timing when you press the B button, timing your guns in general is going to be the biggest thing. And we're taking it back to FD, actually. Player 4, how do we feel about FD right now in this Game 5?
That was a choice. This is a choice.
It seems to be everybody's favorite stage right now. You know, the old meme, 2 foxes in FD? Lucina Meta Knight, about the same thing. But yeah, no, this seems to be the stage that both players seem to enjoy and where their characters can like basically shine. So I see why. And
Gasp. A gasp.
It's such a
My mouth is agape.
such a good adaptation to all of those nairs that we saw Mr. E go for too. If one of them is misplaced, or if Mr. E tries to overshoot or undershoot to punish some movement from Bonk, you get hit with a huge F smash. And if Bonk misses, it's got such low cooldown, like we've been saying. Incredible grab.
I have to say, though, I feel like now Bonk is finally realizing that if he is the one to approach first with an aggressive option, he is going to punish it every single time. And I think that's what's been kind of netting a lot of profit here. But I have to say, the moment that Bonk just waits for the opportunity it comes to him, I just don't think he's as used to not hitting that like full 4-piece combo just yet. But the movement so far from Bonk has been fantastic, Reggie.
yeah, no, he's doing a fantastic job. And that up tilt to anti-air, unfortunately not able to get a combo off it, but he's making Meta Knight look semi-like Brawl.
Make look godlike.
Semi-like Brawl Meta Knight.
I mean, like you mentioned, if Bonk presses the button first, he'll be fine most of the time. The thing that Mr. E is doing is like really struggling to play on the back foot because again, Bonk is mixing up his jump timing this game, especially. Like we saw that down air on shield, how he's forcing Mr. E to press the trigger a little bit on the anti-airs, and then catching that jump there as well. He can't find really any openings to get back onto stage, and Bonk is now up a full stock.
Yeah, I love that patience too, waiting and baiting out the option for Mr. E off stage. Okay, Mr. E though finally finds something in that, but look at that option, that was so wild.
The reverse dolphin slash out of there as well, like netted like so much mileage here. And honestly, I could just say that Bonk is really just waiting for the opportunity now. Like we're seeing small like shutter steps at this point that put Bonk just an advantage. Like, look, he's waiting for the opportunity. He knows that he's going to try and find something out of shield. And we know that Philly is going to find its first win of the day. Reggie, for someone who was talking that New York was going to win it all.
Yo, can I get the camera real quick?
All right.
What's going on?
So,
I think you got an apology to make real
I'm
quick.
making no apology. Remember the meme, Mr. E appears in brackets? That's my excuse right now.
This
but
is like a glorified crew battle, though,
He's
when
building
you really
rage.
think about it.
but guess what?
It's a marathon.
This is round robin pools right now.
Yes, it is.
So Mr. E is not out. He still has a chance to make it out winner side of bracket
Yes,
too.
he does.
And maybe Bonk could fall to someone else and create some disruption into the pool.
I'm hearing crazy copium on this couch over here. That's all I'm getting right now.
Well, get ready for more, brother, because like I said, it's a marathon, not a sprint. Bonk could lose every other match off stream after this.
God, I hope
It'll be
not.
great.
Imagine
Mr. E
winning a
can still-
game 5 set, and the commentator's like, you know what? You could just fold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could just flop.
No, but I'm happy. Meta Knight Monday came early. Bonk's got some clips to edit. Really
There you
good
go.
stuff in that set.
Yeah, honestly, really good showing, and I'm so excited to see. If this is kind of the prologue for today, we are in for a really great time. But I do want to preface this because Reggie kind of brought it up. I would love for someone on the couch to take a moment to talk about bracket format here. Just because, of course, it's an invitational. They all work differently. Nobody wants to do it. I can absolutely do it as well if nobody wants to do it.
No one's saying that. No one's saying that no one wants.
Yeah,
What are you
the
talking
nose-
You're
about?
weird for bringing it up.
The
honestly.
nose goes just now went absolutely crazy.
Wow. What happens behind the camera stays behind the camera. Right? Relax.
It sounds like Momo is going to be the one to do us a favor and talk a
loves
little
doing
bit
it. Sheesh.
about how this one is going to work. And now we're all going to judge him for how he explains this. Go ahead,
Okay.
Momo.
All right. So I've had a little bit of a look into this recently. If anyone remembers the Philly Mid-Invitational that happened 2 months ago, the Swiss. I'm a little familiar with the Swiss bracket layout. Everyone in the pool is going to end up playing each other, and depending on how many sets you win or lose,
Yep.
either puts you. We have 2 players making out winners, 2
Yep.
making out losers, and 2 players fortunately dropping from the bracket. So a 32-man top 32 is going to be playing out outside of pools, and it's very interesting. Like obviously you mentioned like how you already got other people to play. Mr. E can still make it out winners. We all got these other matchups they could play. Got other players like Archangel I see in this pool. I forgot who else is in this pool. I'm not gonna lie. But regardless, the way that this bracket layout is that you have time to recollect yourself.
Yeah.
You have time to. I mean, of course, every set is best of 5. Even in pools, everything's
Yeah.
best of 5. You have time to relax a little bit. Even if you do kind of quote unquote flop in pools, you still can make